Turn me up. Okay. I don't know if this is running or not. Well, it says I'm live, so we'll see. Let me just double check real quick. Well, it says I am. I'll just have to hope for the best. Okay. Anyway, so last we done, we came over here and did this festival and got this rite completed. We have 6 more to do. So hopefully, these next ones won't take too long, but we'll see. My journey's already started, and I've already met so many wonderful people. Wilkavu, for one, a bit eccentric, but everyone could stand to be as respectful of our culture as he is. And Linhu Hanu, it warmed my heart to see him honor his departed friend through Liliana, and others do the same. I can't help but feel excited thinking of who else I might meet over the course of this contest. Come on, let's head back to Taya, or however the heck you pronounce it. Jeez. I swear the names in this game are just insane after a while. Kind of like the music. Okay. Now the second set. And just like that, we found an elector and won our first keystone. And then I was right to trust your instincts. Come on, let's get moving. March upwards to Orkopaka. Chances are good we'll find the elector there as well. Before we do anything else, we should see what the opportunistic Palu friend has to say. I've been waiting for you, what feels like days. I've eaten enough Barakuvu's tacos to feed an army. What is it you'd like to know? Our main concern is confirming the state of the road ahead. As I recall, to reach Orkopaka, sure. We depart from the Arc of the Dawn and then take the road west at the first fork, and we should be wary of anything along the way. Oh, this is indeed the way to I don't know how to place it. Let's call it Pacha. Pacha. Could be Paka. I don't know. Paca? It's probably Paca. That would be Peka, or Paca. Kopaka or Kopaka? I don't know. No! What? Oh, at least... Oh, good grief, I can't do anything. I'm in a... but do take to heart, when it comes to the rugged terrain, we have a most dependable solution available. Come with me. Okay. Hang on. Okay, so where am I going? Well, let's see here. Well, it's not really offering me anything, but no. Let's go see what this other one is. I think this is a Beast Tribe quest. Well, he's up here somewhere, right? Are you back here or are you up top? I think you're up top. Ellsby Ironheart, huh? You fancy yourself much of a sightseer? I guess. Oh dear, Millith gave you her journal. Oh, what a small world. It just so happens I am her cousin, L.B. Ironheart, at your service. If you've met Cousin Millith, I'm sure you can guess why I crossed the salt, as they say. This continent is positively brimming with sights unseen by Eorzean eyes, and I am here to discover them all. My twin sister and I, that is. You see, I had more interest in York, while she was drawn to the vistas of Zak. So it was that we parted ways at the bridge, each of us touring half of Tural. So give me your sightseeing log then. Let's see. Oh, how beautiful. It should. I'd like to see these places myself someday. I'm sorry. I was going I was just going to scribble down. My notes on Yurik Tural. I included what my sister shared with me of Zak Tural, and I'm afraid that isn't much. My twin sister's name is Emily. She's still wandering about over there. Given your nature and affinity for Ironhearts, you'll doubtless run into her someday. Well, I'm sure you've got places to go, visits to behold. May on your journey throughout Tyrol be bright and unforgettable. Yay! Cool. Wee! Ow. Oh dear. Ow. Didn't think it was that big of a drop. Oh, okay. Might as well start grabbing all the sightseeing tours. Thank you. Don't know what his is. Let's find out real quick. Hey there, you're the Hidden Flame, are you not? The adventurer from across the sea who has been leading the third promise of strength? Yeah. Then well met. To tell you the truth, I have been meaning to make your acquaintance for some time. I have a proposition for you. You're familiar with the Eorzean hunts, yes? We have something very similar here in Torialu. And, having much heard of your philanthropic spirit, not to mention your capacity for violence, we should very much like to recruit you to our cause. If you're interested, speak with my associate, Bol Agao. The Zarbal the Zabar is a master of the hunt and administers the bills in the square overlooking the port. Tell him Wing of Protection sends you. Okay. Sure, let's go for the more crowded place. So where am I heading now? What? I didn't see him. Oh, okay. Do I get to ride an alpaca? May I introduce you, our most dependable companion, the alpaca. These animals can traverse Okapaca's steep mountain trails as if they were gentle fields, and all the while carrying heavy loads. Our merchants would be lost without them. So they feel as much the same niche of our chocobos back home. You don't have alpacas in Eorzea? Alpacas are native to York Thural. Eorzea has chocobos, and the Eastern lands have their horses. Why go to all the trouble of breeding another pack beast in a place which ill suits its qualities and where it's not needed anyway? But must we ride these little monsters? I get the impression you're not fond of alpacas. When I was small and being a bit naughty, I went around pulling their wool. One of them spat at me, and it was the foulest stench I could imagine. I see. What are they like to ride? Alpacas are bred as mounts and Alpacas bred as mounts are inquisitive and docile, even though without experience, find them easy to handle. We're really doing this then. So, was my information of useful to you? Yes, very helpful. Even if it wasn't what I wanted to hear. Good. I'll take my payment now. You want me to pay you? I guess I shouldn't have expected much from a pillow merchant. Let me see what I have on me. The Pelu value the act of spending joy through trade. Or spreading joy through trade. As you should know. They take pride in making deals that benefit both parties. Here you go. Fair price for your fair advice. Yes, I made a trade with the third promise herself. My friends will never believe this. I shall be on my way. Safe travels. Off with you then. And thank you. Better not get spit on again. You brought that on yourself. Remain calm and gentle, and so will they. I'm still not happy about this, but if we need to ride alpacas to reach the town, then we'll do what we have to.
Turali poets of yore sang of a mountain that would stand tall, even should all other lands sink beneath the sea. Indomitable and eternal, it arises from Urkopacha, the 100 peaks of time. Of all the beasts which crawl and fly, only the legendary Valigarmanda could hope to disturb the summit's serene majesty. Yet, with that flying calamity imprisoned by the Dawn Serpent, what great feat remains for those who would claim the throne?
Orkopacha. Something like that.
So this is Orkopacha. I've never actually been here before.
The air is so crisp and clear. Mountains everywhere you look.
That one massive peak in particular has quite the presence.
Oh, yes, it does.
Puts me in mind of Som-Al.
That is Workor Sormor, the tallest mountain in Yogg-Tura. Its sheer height makes it an imposing climb. But there are other reasons the ambitious keep their distance.
Oh? Do tell.
Where to begin?
Excuse me, but you're Wuk-Lamat, are you not? I hadn't thought to encounter one of the Dawn's promise here of all places. introduce myself. I am Bolno, a weaver by trade.
Well met, Bolnock. We're on our way to Watrunpello.
Truly, I've just come from there, as it happens. I'd asked the Pelu Pelu who sell me their wool to give me a tour of their alpaca ranch. The head rancher and I shared a bottle of mezcal while he explained the finer points of wool production.
Mezcal? Is that a local beverage?
It's an Urkopacha specialty. A spirit made from distilled agave heart juice.
Yes, and it must have done wonders for my mood, for I tripled my usual order of alpaca wool. They did offer me a discount, though, so it wasn't a bad deal in the end. But listen to me, boring you with my tedious stories. I will leave you before you are lulled to sleep. Goodbye, and safe travels.
Okay.
Oh, silly me. I almost forgot to say the thing I actually wanted to say.
Yeah. Come on.
Peace for Tural. I agree with your vision, Third Promise. You have my support in your bid for the throne.
I gather from his tale we would be foolish to underestimate Pelu Pelu merchants.
Yes, they do more than run the markets in Tuliola. Pelu Pelu peddlers can be found everywhere in Tural, traveling from place to place on their sturdy alpacas. They are effusive and engaging speakers, and many's the customer who's been talked into spending more than they bargained for.
They won't find this customer so easily charmed.
You're gonna be broke before the day's over.
Watrunpello's down the path! Off the main road! Don't get lost!
It's right there.
This is Watrunpello, home of the Pelu Pelu. Lamat should have arrived just before us. Oh, that's not good. You've come all this way for the right of succession. Oh, so that means I'm exchanging words with the future Dawn Servant? Please. The outcome is far decided, but it is a possibility. How fortunate, then. I deal in cloaks woven from especially luxurious alpaca wool. Such a garment would look magnificent draped over the shoulders of our budding ruler. And the nation's ruler should dress in her best for her adoring people, yes? Finery for our finest lady. That's right. Come on. Come, Third Promise. My well-stocked shelves are but a few steps away. Finest lady. Oh, I like the sound of that. And I suppose a quick look wouldn't hurt. What did we just talk about? Annabelle, when did... Shitona from far off Zakturo. Northern winters are bitterly cold affairs, I'm told. I cannot imagine how you survive them without a lovely warm cloak of pure quality alpaca wool. No, thank you. I am in not need of any new clothes at the moment, and neither is the third promise. Perhaps another time. Of course, my shop is always open. Oh, God, these guys are vicious. You were saying something about not being easily charmed? As I mentioned before, the Palu people live for bringing happiness through trade. They won't cheat you or sell you defective goods. They will, however, disarm you with their deft turns of phrase, and unwitting customers like Waklamat fell prey to this fallible approach time and time again. Our only recourse is a clear and firm refusal. They won't pursue the matter should you make your disinterest plain. A valuable insight to the minds of the Palu Palu. Let us all take Ehrenval's words of caution to heart. I swear they look like Albed. Those little red Albed guys. Well, real quick, we're going to get our Aetherite. The heck is that thing? Oh. It's a little person on a lalafell. You know, gotta bring my old friend out. Not my finest moment, I'll admit. But now that we're here, let us do what we came to do, find the Elector. And let me to propose strategy then. Krau, Alice and I will speak to the merchants. Wiklamat, you and Ehrenvel might try approaching the travelers and passerbys. Hidden, pray investigate any of the other establishments that catch your eye. Should we learn aught of use, let us relay it to the third promise. Okay, so we're going to go over here. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Electors? Ah, yes, I've heard about the right of succession. They're looking for a new ruler of the throne, eh? Personally, I'm rooting for Zoral Jah. If the first promise wins, he'll look to expand our sphere of influence. That means access to more resources and more customers. And in the thousands column, potentially. So many trading opportunities spread happiness far and wide. Others have been coming around to my way of thinking, so I've been So I've begun crafting goods inspired by the resilient sun. Would you care to purchase? I'm gonna move this down here. Would you care to purchase something? No, I would not. Very well. You said you wanted to know about the electors. I could help you, but I won't. I can tell that you're no supporter of Zoral Ja or his policies. Hello there. I am Mablu. Do you have any questions for me? Sorry, I don't know anything about electors. Should you take a moment to see our prize alpacas before you leave, though, right? Oh, and be sure to admire them from a respectable distance. Get too close, and our nervous starlings may be tempted to spit on you. And that stuff stinks. It happened to a visiting buyer not so long ago. Tobly! Oh god, we're gonna have the fast-talking little guy? Tobly. That's the head rancher. Was so mad at me for not giving a proper warning. No one makes a mistake without Tobly noticing. He knows everything that happens on this ranch. Tobly. Where you at, Tobly? Are you around here somewhere? No? Okay. I wonder if we get to meet Tobly. Gotta get my point. Dawn Servant Selector, huh? I thought you were a new face in town. Here for the right of succession, I take it. Me, I don't care who sits on the throne as long as they keep Terrell peaceful. People tend to not be in the mood to relax and sip our excellent mezcal. Once arrows and spears start flying, if you know what I mean. Speaking of which, would you like a cup? A joy to share is a joy doubled, I say. Alright, you were asking about the elector business. Being but freshly returned from my trading route, I have heard that there is a contest afoot, but nothing much else. Our lead ledger, Tobly, could tell you more about it. Oh, he better be a fast-talking little bastard. If he is not fast-talking and about the size of a Lalafell, I'm going to be really upset. You really have to watch yourself around these silver-tongued peddlers. I almost bought a bottle of mezcal and a stack of blankets. And then there was this enchanting ornament. Anyway, I did manage to learn that Tobly is the man to talk about the contest. Now, if they only shared where this head ledger of theirs was to be found. Really, he's also the head rancher. Well, the Alpaca Ranch is not too far from here. I say we pay a visit before the others return. Yeah, okay. That'll be fine. Do 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 do. That's a lot of alpacas. Still, we know that the head ledger could be around here somewhere. I can't let fear deter me. Not that I'm scared, of course. Uh-huh. Excuse me, is one of these workers Tobley? Tobley? Oh, yes, he likes to mingle with the ranch hands and keep an eye on things. Couldn't tell you which one he is, though. You can't? He's part of the contest. All I can say is Tobley often mentions his favorite prudent subject. He also can't resist a profitable trade. Though who among us could? Am I right? If you bring him a very good deal, he might let his identity slip. Ah, so it's like a game. Easy enough. All I have to do is offer Tobley a deal he can't ignore. No problem at all. Well, maybe one problem. I don't think my purse is deep enough to pay everyone who we think might be Tobley. Let's ask some questions first to narrow down the field. Great, we can meet back here and share our impressions. Okay. Well, obviously I'm not Tobley. I mean, oops. Shouldn't have said that. You're meant to find out who Tobley is, or if an elector is even in the village at all. Good luck. Okay. Ah, a visitor from across the silt. If I am not mistaken. Be warned, the alpaca will spit on you if you startle them. I suggest you keep your movements slow and deliberate. Am I Tobley? Yes, that's me. Excellent work for the third promise and her entourage. Sharp instincts. Shall we commence the rite of succession, then? Yeah, I don't think you are. You think I might be Tobley? Well, maybe I am. All I will say is that this village, none have reared more alpacas than I. I'm thinking it's going to be this one over here. Or Malibu, because Malibu's the only one of a different color, so that's my choices. One second. You see we're both done with our interrogations. So, who do you think it is? I have my suspicions, but I'd love to hear your pick. The diligent one? Oh, the worker who was so intent in stable chores. I had my eye on that one, too. Time to rip the mask off our mystery ranch hand, so to speak. We know it's you, Tobley, and to prove it, I propose a deal. A generous sum of coin for confirmation of your true identity. An offer I gladly accept. As you have correctly guessed, I am indeed Tobley, head ledger of Wachun Pello. and head rancher of the family ranch. I am also one of Gulo Jaja's chosen electors. Place featured in Tolilala's saga, just as we thought. I was right to trust in your instincts, and I wager this won't be the last time. She found you fair and square, Tobley, and I'm glad she did. Would have been a pity had her bid ended here.
Deducing the Dunservant's elector was the first step of the feat. Too simple a task for this aspiring ruler, eh?
Right. Not hard at all. Zorolja.
I am told the head ledger, Tobley, is to be found here.
You have to guess which one of us is Tobley. That's part of the test.
You're Tobley.
Without even asking a single question. Very impressive indeed. With that amusing prologue out of the way, we can proceed to the actual challenge. Per the Dunservant's instructions, I was free to devise any manner of feat. I considered a number of possibilities in the 10th column. But I think I have a good one. You must go forth and capture for me an alpaca.
Excuse me?
While I've not had the best experiences with alpacas, aren't they generally docile creatures? That doesn't sound like much of a challenge.
Bring out the example! This
So-
is a special kind of alpaca. Would you please approach the animal, Third Promise?
Oh, this is gonna go bad.
Who? Me? Well, it should stay calm if I stay calm, right? That's what Erinville said.
Oh!
The little monster spat on me!
Oh, it stinks.
I can't.
Over dramatic much?
Alpacas are paradoxical creatures, being both extremely curious and extremely cowardly. Press your luck when they're frightened, and you'll get a face full of spit, as you've all just witnessed. Has an awful stench, their expectoration. The globs contain half-digested food, you see, making it an effective deterrent against perceived threats.
Wild valley prey like this one are especially timid and can therefore be quick to lash out. they're also especially hardy.
Indeed. We take the rugged wild alpacas and breed them with our gentle domesticated stock. This produces the strong but biddable pack animals prized by our traveling merchants.
That's all well and good, but did I need to bathe an alpaca spit for you to make your point?
So, the task is to catch a wild alpaca.
That is correct. But be warned that it is a feat easier said than done. I suggest you prepare well before you enter the valley where the creatures dwell. And by you, I mean the claimants only. Allies are not permitted to assist with the catching.
Okay.
The alpacas will help me judge which of you is worthy of receiving a keystone.
So I'm to chase down a fluffy, spitting demon, and that somehow proves I'm fit to rule?
As I said, the Dawn Servant granted me the freedom to decide my challenge. And when you reach the end of the ride, I dare say you will understand why I chose what I chose.
Very well. This won't take long.
Wait! Didn't I warn you this was easier said than done? There are preparations to be made, factors to consider.
A beast is a beast. All yield to strength.
He's right, though.
So far, this experience has done absolutely nothing to improve my opinion of alpacas. But that doesn't mean I can't do this. Revolting spit aside, they're just another animal.
Are you all right, Orclamart? We thought we heard you scream.
The third promise does not scream. It was more of a startled yelp.
Scream, in other words.
Did you find the Elector?
Oh, he certainly did.
I had to go and wash that nasty stink off my face. I think I got it, all of it. But mind you, taking a would you mind taking a sniff of me to make sure? The stench ruined my sense of smell. Ha! Hey, I saw that look. So, we just wait here until she goes and gets it? Is that how things are gonna go? As Wuklamot has helped demonstrate, the Valley Alpaca are very weary of people. Getting close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? With a proper saddle, we'll infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Have you perhaps forgotten that we are a clan of merchants? If you want a taming saddle, you will need to find a saddler and make an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle will cost you the equivalent of 11 pen in the thousands column. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. I do. Converting it to gil, that comes around 1 million or so. Perhaps if we all pitch in. No. This is a feat of this is my feat to accomplish. Wouldn't be right to have having others pay the cost. I will find the money somehow. In that case, that basket of wool is worth the sum you paid me earlier. 1 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more suitable goods until you have something suitable to bargain with for the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million. So we're looking at 100 times more. Oh, right. I panicked and got confused with Alphino's million gil. I'm not sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked of buying a cloak you didn't need in mere moments after you arrived. God, I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Hello again. Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, and I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. That's all right if I aid them, yes. I guided the Clements towards the first steps of the feat, just like you asked. As long as Clement goes alone to capture her alpaca, she is free to accept assistance from whoever she likes. Hooray! Oh, let's get that settled then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with the ranch workers. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands tending the alpacas. Gladly, though. Hidden, do you think you can go with Clement? I've seen markets and bazaars all over the world. And surely have sage advice to share. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. As if I do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with Hidden anyway. The better to keep my hands free. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Havli, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but he'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. I've never been good with the market. Ever. Be nice if this entire thing was, you know, voiced. Something I could do for you. We've come to bargain. I need one of your special taming saddles to catch a wild alpaca. Saddle, is it? How much are you willing to pay for it? This basket of fine alpaca wool. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cost the cover of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup of tea at the end of the day while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you'll have yourself a deal. Now this spells well for us, I promise. Such mezcal can only be had for 5 pel in the thousands column. Hold on. Did you say third promise? Then my offer has changed. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 pel or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition, who will see my business prosper. Zoral Jah will go to war, and his cavalry will need saddles, lots of saddles. It's nothing personal, third promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Okay, well, let's run this chain. I can't say I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring him more customers. Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when the clans were at war. Many of these, Pelu prayed for your victory. Woklamot. The younger ones, though, to them, strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from the horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still, others are unsatisfied with this quiet prosperity and crave the future like the second promise envisions. They've become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trade swift and easy. Then you have the Havali, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profit. But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you the younger generation? At least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the older tales. I memorized the accounts of what it was like to live when the Yokroi ruled our village. That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn's servant, to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess I'd better make sure I'd win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 pel from the outset, right? Nothing's changed. We just need to get on with it. I may have I may not have a head for trade or a stomach for alpacas, but I wouldn't give up with the piece of Tuliale on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you a dawn servant. Aiming for that 10,000 pel jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration. So let's try exchanging the wool for anything even a touch more valuable. The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. What about that Ronzo? Of course, the Weaver. Bolnock was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to agree with my vision, and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember him in the direction he was going. But for now, let's head back to the road where we first met him. Do 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 do. Here's an alpaca. This is the spot. After Bolnock talked to us, he then went headed south. Then he was probably going to the Kovlos Inn. The Kovlos. Most visitors in Watchun Palo end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? Down he goes. I'm about to level. I gotta keep the levels high enough. Can we have that basket? Great, now let's see if we can turn a profit. Well, Nuck, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third promise, you wish to do business with me? Might ask what this all is about. I see. So the goal is to turn a basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your effort. Peace in Tural is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledged to preserve the peace win the throne. Thus, I do humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like this would easily fetch 5 pel in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Boknok. Thank you, I promise not to let you down. I have every faith in you. Third promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. I can't believe you quadrupled or quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Only because Hidden remembered our weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. It's one of the most fundamental precepts of trading. One which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now, let's take our 500 pel poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Hidden. You take the poncho, and if I lost it somehow, Bell would never let me hear anything of it. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. Oh, dear Lord. Success. You've traded 100 pel basket of alpaca wool for 500 pel wool poncho. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one? Oh, that's the obvious answer, isn't it? We'll look for a person without a poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. Find the demand for our supply. So, where should we begin and search for the prospective buyers? Well, there are a number of places but we could do worse than starting right here at the end. There may be some interested travelers. Who needs a poncho? A lot of mummel-jaw hardly wear anything to begin with. Oh, these two? Those two are probably Landsguard or sellswordsmen. Or sellswords. Mummel-jaw, who soldier for a living, prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they had broad shoulders, Mummel-jaw carrying arms can be struck off the list. Well, these two are gone. He's wearing one. Well, let's go talk to this guy. That's a Landsguard. Probably dropped in by the end of break between patrols. The Mumblejaw's armed. Could be a Dobro carrier. I've seen them flying their wyvers And their types aren't fond of excessive clothing either. Let's see, no coat or cloak, but also no weapon. We might have our winner. Oh, hey there, friend. You are not a merchant by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. I was no choice of mine. Believe me, I was attacked by beasts on the way here. And barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a toolmaker from Tuliala. And I was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Palul that I am a man who takes pride in his appearance. And therefore, his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. What a splendid poncho. This would be perfect replacement for the coat I lost. We would be willing to part with it if you'd make a trade for one of your fine tools, perhaps. What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. The blade looks sharp, and the heft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousandths column. Oi, from 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful. Such a fine garment, such as this, should put me with even foot on any Palu merchant. Like the eponymous owner of Meplu's mate garden, for one. Blah, words. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. No matter, I have other wares to sell. I am glad to have met you. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's mate garden. Here we go. Yes, but that's a far distance on foot. We should take the alpacas. Those ones will be calm, right? I don't know. Right here, right? I am confused. What? Ah. Well done recognizing the tool maker as a potential customer. If you have a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. Woo! Okay, let me see if these gloves are any use to me. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna have to be looking like inferior gloves here. Yeah, it's not too bad. Just need a new hat. What is it, under powers? Oh, okay. So Glare 4 is the next one. So I'm gonna have to clean this up a bit here. Okay, let's move this Swift cast I need. Okay, so Cure 2. Where's Cure 1? I know it's around here somewhere. Up, Cure 1, Cure 2, Cure 3. We're not going to have a Cure 4, but we have a Glare 4. There's Dia and Glare. Okay. Is there a... Can I use Glare 2? Oh, it would be Stone, wouldn't it? Oh! Okay. So it's regardless. Okay. So it upgrades to 4. What is this? Divine Caress, huh? I have no idea what the difference is. Whatever. Oh, class and then job. Spells and abilities. Okay. But this looks like it's by level. So let's move this. I need to fix this bar. I don't know why it's... Okay, where's my HUD? Hotbar 1. Set it this way. Because this is my mouse bar. Oops. Okay. Can I hit that button? Yes, I can. So that's healing. Can put the benediction down below. Swift cast is definitely going to be on here. So is Rise. Holy will be up here. So, bam, bam. Where's Insana? There it is. Don't need that. Whoops. Let's put that to the side. Only because I have to use it when I go to lower dungeons. That's a point and click, point and click. Divine Benediction. Still kind of confused about most of these. Let's move that over here. Restore all HP. That'd be good for a backup heal. Oh, actually, no. Let's move that around. Okay, that should be good for now. Before we get moving, we should be on... I should have you hold on to this. With that, I suppose we should hop on the alpacas. Mablu was so kindly provided. Ready to go? Let's mount up. And off we go to Mate's Field we go. Please don't spit. Please don't spit. You'll be fine. These ones are accustomed to people. Still don't trust them. You have a knack for writing, no matter what you say. Without our alpaca friends, we Palu will never have become traveling merchants. Can you imagine walking all the way across to Rel? What? Oh. The foreboding sight, isn't it? I never appreciated it up close. You have to take the long way around these cliffs to get there. The highlands belong to the... Oh, I can't even get to see? Okay. Oh, they belong to the Yokoi. So, Mabu, you said you were learning about being a peddler profession. Do you not care for ranch work? No, I love it. I love working with alpacas. But becoming a peddler has always been a dream of mine. I'm just not sure of the talent for it. If I can help you buy the taming saddle, though, then that'd be a proof that I can still do this after all. Well, in that case, you better get ready to be a merchant. Look, we're almost there. He made it without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to Ikolwo's inn, so we'll walk along the road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the Donson, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you'll understand I was an orphan too, you see. Tobly took me in. He took in all the ranch hands, actually. All of them. Yes, everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the head ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. I'm sorry, I didn't know why I'm telling you this. We should keep trading things for your saddle. We should keep trading things for your saddle if you're prepared for the feat of gold. As it's mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Wolklamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Miplu herself over there. Perhaps the hatchet to the third. Pass the hatchet to the Third Promise, and let's get this bargaining. You have that little axe for me? Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. You're Miplu, owner of these fields. Have you mind to trade? I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, the Third Promise. I might be convinced to entertain proposal. What did you have to offer? Well, this hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of exceptional tool will make light work for your crops. Huh. Quality is acceptable, I suppose. Could offer you a sack of mate leaves in exchange. Sack of mate leaves value of 1 pel in the thousandths column, the same price as the hatchet. It still would bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Miss Maplew, it's harvest season, is it not? Doesn't that doesn't the demand for hatchets offer them a more higher value? It is indeed the season, which is why I procure an ample batch of tools we sell in advance. Oh, we've missed the window for demand. Come here, you. Oh. Hi, Coda. In that case, we fall back on our connections. Think of it this way: a generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely it's worthy of consideration. I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will we will improve every aspect of our lives. I believe, including farming. I will have no need for hatchets. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Waklomat. That is why I'm prepared to purchase a hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it's fair given your reasons. But we ourselves will be no better off with this transaction. How about this? If we were to help you bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Kona's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Added value to tip the scales. How could I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Malibu Hidden, and we have mates to gather. No, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then. Mind you, pick the healthy leaves. It'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Hi. Okay. Time to do some gardening. What's up? Have you? I have a coat on my shoulder. Isn't that right, Coda? I wonder when the first dungeon is. Mashed popotos, huh? What does that look like? Craftsmanship by 15%. You've brought me some leaves then? Well, I guess I was the first to bring over leaves. An acceptable harvest. We'll see how your companions fare before I make any decision, though. Here, we brought our shares as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it is now it's time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchet, I prepare to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate. Bought at a shop, one sack of those leaves costs no less than 5 pel in the 1,000 column. Almost there. Then we can bid farewell to the hatchet. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I am glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. As am I. All is all the best with the rest of your harvest. What's wrong? It was, it's as I was said before. Even after everything Tobley's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all to become a merchant. But then I needed to help. I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Tobley to accept my decision then? So you intend to give up then? I can't. After getting a taste of real trading, I want to be a merchant now more than ever. Then you'll just have to be honest. I seek to follow my father's footsteps, not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Tyrell's peace. And become Dawn's servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing. I wouldn't be surprised if Tobley held the same opinion, so talk to him. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than to worry over what he might say. But first, we have to saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. What's next then? We trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezca. Bargain our way to double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this work. I admire you, Third. Promise? That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kona and Zoralja? I mean, of course I am. I am Wuklamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. We're getting there. Before we go, let me give you the mate leaves. I don't need to risk proving Erinville's point. Ready then? Our next stop is the Mezcal Distillery. Well, where is that? That way? There's a bird person up there. Oh my god, they're cactuars. Coffee grounds. That's cool. And I wonder if I've never noticed. The chocobo sways back and forth like that. Back in the city, the town. You'll want to speak with the man by the name of Gobli. Even among his fellow distillers, he is regarded as a master of his craft. He knows the value of his product. So if we're to convince him to trade twice for what the leaves are worth, we're going to need targeted information. That means asking around and taking in the gossip. If you could talk to the people in the distillery hidden, perhaps Waklamat could do the same at the village entrance. Meanwhile, I'll head to the north side and see what I can learn. Talk to 3 people. Hey, I'm the chef of Tulialama. I often come here to buy Gobli's mezcal, the finest in Tural, according to my customers. He always brings a jug during our dealings, but I can't handle stuff too well myself. I take small sips, not wanting to be impolite. You understand? But still end up too addled as to agree whatever price he quotes me. It would be nice to have less potent refreshments during such conversations, unless I might have to seriously reconsider our agreement. Blah, words. There's not much I can say about Gobli. But I can tell you what Gobli's been saying. The other day he was muttering about monsters prowling around agave jaws. That's the field where they gather ingredients for the mezcal. Their presence has made it harder for them to procure the ingredients, and thus driven up by the price of the product, a boon, some might argue. But that's hard to celebrate when it affects the work as it does. Can't right bring joy to people if you can't keep making the thing they love. Sure. Wait. Oh, let's say you have a chocobo. Goblin might have deft hands at the distillery, but he's got no sense when it comes to appearances. Rumor has it he's been invited to the palace on business negotiations. If he presents himself to the court wearing his usual rumpled attire, though, he'll be laughed out of the sun perch. Oh, okay. What'd you find out? Oh, we can make use of these tidbits. The deal is good as sealed. As for me, I found out where Gobley is working. There is a milestone at the top of the slope behind the distillery. You go ahead, I'll bring Walt Clement. You have business with me, madam? Well, why don't we talk below? I mean, down below is not to distract the alpaca from working. Ah, now what's this about? Keep it brief, if you would. I'm a busy man. We're in the market for a 3-year-old jug of premium mezcal, assuming you have any on hand, that is. Ah, excellent choice. I must warn you, though, it doesn't come cheap. We don't have the pel, but we can offer you a sack of mate leaves in exchange. It's top-grade stuff, like the mezcal. No deal. Mate leaves are well and good, but I don't have any use for them. No deal. Just like that. Still, I'd hate to see you walk away empty-handed. Why don't we sit and chat over a couple of mezcal? Now the real bargain begins. Which of our cards do you want to play first? I'm a hunter. Well, let's hold off on that one. We need to consider our timing. The taste of the drink? I appreciate your hospitality, but I'm afraid I can't hold my drink. I've heard one of your regular customers, Habigo Chief, is the same. Seeing as not everyone can enjoy mezcal, I wonder if you might benefit from some other refreshments to offer. Something like mate tea, for instance. Brewed from the finest leaves, of course. Ah, you're right. Absolutely right. I had noticed a growing reluctance on the part of my Habigo friend, but I didn't realize myself was to blame. I must endeavor to be a better host. Still, even with the added value in mind, no sack of leaves is worth the mezcal you're after. Should we offer the Call to Monsters? Nope, we'll keep the card up our sleeve until we need it. As I expect you're aware, the rite of succession is currently taking place. That's why the third promise has graced us with her presence. When the contest is decided, the subsequent ascension ceremony and banquet will be a prestigious affair. If your mezcal were to be served there, it would bring your distillery immeasurable fame. Wait, could it be that your rumored invitation to the palace to discuss that was very possibility? As a matter of fact, yes. I must admit, I am still reeling from the abruptness of it all. It would be great honor and opportunity if I can seal the deal. Well, I think your exceptional mezcal would speak for itself. That said, there's no such thing as being too prepared. And first impressions last. You'll want to be wearing your finest, your very best when you walk into Volak's Shuna. It would be such a shame to miss this chance of a lifetime, simply of want of proper garments. That would. Are you saying you have garments to offer? Something ideal for court? Oh, we have no garments on hand, I'm afraid, but we can provide you with the next best thing. An introduction to a weaver. His name is Bolnook, and his works are highly regarded in Turalale. Damn. She is laying it on thick, isn't she? As a supporter of Waklamat and a keen observer of palace politics, he would no doubt be happy to guide you to the selection of an outfit to fit this golden occasion. This is certainly a tempting proposal, and one of which I should like to take a full advantage of, but the scales still aren't quite balancing. Say, weren't there monsters running amok in Agave Jaws? That's a problem we could easily solve for you. Truly. I would be most grateful for your immediate assistance, as I resigned to hiring cell swords to clear them out. Factoring in that saved expense and the introduction to a trusted weaver, this is shaping up to be a sound bargain. All right, you got a deal. Yes, I knew you'd come around. Give us a moment, and Hidden and I will take care of the prowling nuisances. In the meantime, I'll use the time to pen an introductory letter to Bolnook. The fields are looking for north of town. Be safe. Okay. That way. Do 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 do. So I got to go fight as a healer. Oh. Oh. Hey, walk Lamont. What you doing? That should be Agave Jaws over there. This will go faster if we split up. Come and find me when you finish clearing your share of the pests. I'm curious, is this like the end of the map here? Wow, that's a bit of a drop. Well, this is not that hard. Oops, wrong button. So if these, it's the one thing I never really understood regarding MMOs is, yes, you just defeated God, but there's another expansion. So what about all the people in this part of the world who are as strong as me? If not stronger, where are they at? Why weren't they help fighting God? Or Despair? Or Heidelin? Or Zodiark? Just kind of a bit lore breaking, if you ask me. Come on, let's head back to the distillery. All that's left is to give Malibu the sack of leaves so she can seal the deal. Monsters were no trouble for you, it seems. Now, could you hand me the sack of leaves? Your monster problem has been resolved, Master Gobley. Here are the mate leaves and the written introduction to Bolnock as agreed. Then the deal is done. Here, your jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years. Please accept it with my compliments. Yes, we can finally have the mezcal. Great work, especially you, Mablu. Oh, you're the one who inspired me to come this far. But let's not celebrate until we have the saddle in hand. Mablu, is it? You drive a hard bargain, young peddler. I look forward to doing business with you in the future. Thank you, but truth be told, I'm just a ranch hand for now. Should I ever become a proper merchant, though, I'll be back to strike more deals with you. Wow, this is taking longer than the last one. Are we gonna have a scavenger hunt? Waklamat in the saddle. Even at the palace, I didn't think I'd have a 10,000 pel jug of anything before. My hands don't stop shaking. Here, you better hold on to it in case till we get to the saddle maker. Can you imagine if we dropped it and had to start all over again? Luckily, Havley's place is not that far. We should just head over across the plaza. This is it. The trade we've been working towards. Yeah, still in one piece. Right. Time to make our deal. Get your tools ready, saddler. We brought your precious mezcal. Wait, you actually got your hands on a jug? But you had nothing. A few measly clumps of wool. Oh, what we had is an aspiring trader with a gift in negotiation. She's like, oh, don't, Although I'd sooner aid no claimant before Zoraljaw, I cannot go against the guiding principles of the Palu Palu. A trade is a fair one. I will craft your saddle, third promise. Great. Stay and wait if you like. I have all the required materials, so it won't take long. Your commission is ready. Catching a wild alpaca is never a simple affair, but you'll have an easier time with one of my saddles. Now, if you don't mind, I have work that needs to be finished. I can taste the smooth mezcal already. We did it! The saddle is ours! And to think, we started with only 100 pel basket of alpaca wood. Mablu, you are going to be an incredible merchant. Thank you. It makes me so glad to hear that, third promise. We got what we came for, so let's get to the ranch, and the others will be waiting. You've acquired the saddle, then. And no thanks to no small part to Mablu. Before you rush off and catch an alpaca, though, let me teach you how to saddle one. I'll bring one of our wild boar friends so you can practice. I know, something I need to learn. She has a fear of alpaca. Oh, I was hoping she gets spit again. Great. Sunken gods, I did it. He has hardly seemed bothered, much less inclined to spit. As if he was completely accepting of Waklamat's touch. That's because of the singular scent with which the saddle has been coated. The alpaca find it very soothing. You know, I've taken a good long look at one of you before, but you're actually kind of cute. You're the one. You're only now noticing that? Uh-oh. Zoralja, he's back. And he got a golden one. Having done exactly what he set out to do. The alpaca he's brought, it just mirrors a glowing. I heard of tales of such a beast. They say that the golden alpaca lives a solitary existence deep in the valley, where it shuns the company of both man and its own kind. How do you manage to snare a prize like that? A beast knows its betters. Faced with overwhelming strength, it will yield rather than risk death. An apt illustration of how great the power of the first promise exceeds yours, Waklamat. Strength alone will not win him our father's throne. I will be the one to find the Golden City, and then Toral can remain at peace. An everlasting desire for peace can only be forged in the fires of war. To unite as one, the people must be taught. They must suffer the horror and hopelessness firsthand. Exhaustion for prolonged conflict, the wages of war's merciless nature. These are what moved the clans to join the founding of Torialales all those years ago. Consider the young generation of this village. Since birth they have basked in unbroken harmony, and behold, they regard war not as tragedy but opportunity. Thus does the resilient son speak to provide education. He offers much needed lessons in realities of conquest and the renewed appreciation for peacetime. 'Tis true, war's mercy breeds for a longing for peace. But I have seen with my own eyes what becomes of an empire forged through the violence you propose, the rebellions it spawns, and it ruins it leaves left behind. The Garlean Empire was a congregation of simpletons. The oppressed fought back against their own oppressors, as well they should. Men are not beasts. Only a fool would seek to rule over all with the threat of force alone. This is why Gulja did not elevate the Mamulja, why he treated all clans as with equal respect. However, the first promise has his gaze fixed on a more distant horizons. He would unite not only Toralale, but the star in its entirety. What? Why? I need not explain myself to you. Well done. Well done indeed. The first promise has completed the feat of gold and appropriately golden flourish. May I present to you with a well-deserved keystone? And he's off. He's always been like that, never sharing his innermost thoughts with me or even Kona. It's not like we're even family. Go get your dang thing so we can get out of here. Oh, ponders Zorlja and his mysteries later. Right now, I need to think about finishing the feat of gold. I have my saddle and I practice how to use it, so lead on to where the wild alpacas roam. The valley of Kanka to the northwest of here. Come on, everyone. Even if we can't enter, we can see Waklamat off on our hunt. This will be interesting. How far is it? It's supposed to be 30 minutes. It's only like a little bit. I can do this. I know I can. Cheer on Waklamat as she marshals her courage to attempt the harrowing task of catching a wild alpaca. Okay. So, what is it?
Good luck there, Promise!
Thanks. I'll need it. Truth be told, still not sure about alpacas. I'd rather not go near one if I can help it. But if I'm to rule this nation, then I'll need to learn how to live with them. Tural is their home too. Right. I'm off.
So shall we head back to the ranch, or...?
I'm staying here.
As will I. Wooklamart is alone in this. The least we can do is stand watch and await her return.
It may be a while yet. Help me pitch the tent.
Trust a gleaner to come prepared for anything.
What's it? Gleaner.
Someone whose job it is to travel the world and procure uncommon things for their employers. Erenville specializes in finding animals, I believe.
But aren't you a Shitona from Shaktural? Why did you cross the salt?
When I was much younger, the thought of leaving Tural never even occurred to me. But then, some years ago, my mentor tasked me with a difficult hunt. Something I could never find, she said, so long as I clung to the familiar. She suggested that I leave home, leave Tural, and join the Gleaners of Charlian. As one of their number, I could experience the world, immerse myself in myriad cultures and customs, see the many faces of nature. And once I had learned what is truly important, I would find that which I seek. My younger self took those words to heart, and off I went to become a gleaner.
Her words alone moved you to leave behind everything you'd ever known? You must have great respect for your mentor.
As it happens, gleaner work was much to my liking, and I all but forgot why I had pursued it in the first place. Yet, events conspired to put me back on the trail I'd abandoned.
Wait, are you saying you were tasked with finding the City of Gold?
I was. And though my hunt is now entangled with the rite of succession, I mean to see it through.
Well then, I understand completely. We all have our reasons for seeking the Golden City. Which is all the more reason for us to work together.
Just so.
Jeez, how long are we going to be waiting out here? Full day? Oh, it's morning. She hasn't returned yet.
She should have been back by now. What if something's happened to her? We need to tell Tobli and arrange a search party.
Wait. Do you hear that?
I did it.
And she's tired.
You're utterly spent, and small wonder.
Well done, Third Promise.
The ranch isn't going anywhere. Take a rest in the tent.
I think I will. Thank you all for believing in me.
So she had to hunt one down. And yet, there's one right there. Whatever. I'm so relieved that the third promise came back to us safely. And the alpaca she tamed looks healthy. Is a healthy looking beast. Surely this will be enough to satisfy the feet of gold. Yep. Waklamat seems to be a bit unsteady on her feet. Hardly surprised after she spent the night chasing alpacas. You know what would melt that fatigue away like magic, though? Mint tea. I'll run to the ranch and get a pot brewing. That way you can all take your time and the tea will be ready when you arrive. Mint tea sounds nice. As Malibu so wisely suggested, we shall set at a slower pace for our exhausted third promise. Oh, they'll go slow and I'll just get there. How do I get off this thing? Okay, he runs away. I don't have my dismount. There we go. Now I do. Come back ahead of the others, did you? I should hurry along with that tea then, while Clement can't be far behind. Oh, that tea really is magical. I feel better already. I see you're more confident with our fuzzy friends. Watching this one taught me a lot about alpacas. What grazes and fruits they eat, what sounds they react to. They're adorable little quirks. I guess I've grown fond of them. I'll go back there, I promise. Accomplish the feat of gold, have you? Yes, no mistaking. This is a valley alpaca. I commend you on your success. Well done. Yes, we did it. Although I couldn't find a shiny one like Zoralja did. I'd be surprised if he had. Golden alpacas are born once every few decades. They are elusive, solitary creatures that are rarely seen, much less captured, thanks to their innate physical and magical gifts. Only a single other person has ever caught one before, that being Gaul Jaja himself. Baba was chasing alpacas too? So my grandfather's stories say. It was before the founding of Tulelana, in a time where the mountain giants, the Yoktoi, held our people in thrall. Compelled by their overlords, our forebears would ride their alpaca mounts to the highlands to deliver goods and food and other tributes. Those were wretched days, to my grandfather would tell. Along came young Gul Jaja, yet unburdened by the mantle of Dawn Servant. Our people were amazed by this opposing two-headed figure, equal to the Yokhoi in stature, and puzzled by his entourage of misshapen companions. Oh, he's got a goblin. He's got a little gobby. I wonder what that is right there. Some trembled in fear, believing a new conqueror had come. Yet Gaul Jaja showed no such inclinations. He sat and spoke with us, sipping from the cups of mate tea we offered him, and grew somber when he learned of our plight. None of us could have anticipated what the visitor would decided to do next. Goljaja ascended the cliffs to face the giants and freed the Pelu Pelu from the Yuk Hoi subjugation. Then he turned an appraising eye upon the riders, and we proposed we would take to the road and peddle our beverages. The suggestion seemed obvious for the one who traveled as he did, intent on fostering amity between the clans. Still don't see that other one. Got the tiger, the bird, the ogre. There she is. Wonder who she is. And so it was that a few words from Goljaja transformed us into a clan of inert merchants. Or inerrant merchants, whatever. I've never heard the bond Papa forged with the Palu Palu spoken of in that way before. The saga is not so detailed. Then you may not know that Goljaja sought a sure-footed guide for his trek up to the highlands. Thus did he capture a golden alpaca. So both my brother and father caught the rarest of creatures, while I caught an ordinary one and the best I could manage. The feat requires more than that, Third Promise. You brought back a perfectly wonderful beast. Mablu's right. You're a perfectly wonderful beast. If anyone's ordinary, it's me. Not only did you accomplish the feat of gold, you also made many tribes and brought joy to the people of in true Palu Palu fashion. I sorely doubt your siblings could have achieved the same result. You should be proud of the accomplishments you've earned, and which earned you your keystone. Five more to go. You're well on your way, Third Promise. We would have been lost without you, Malbu. Thanks to you, I've learned so much more about the Pelu people and your customs. It would seem obvious, but I have come to realize the importance of properly knowing something. It was because I didn't understand alpacas that I was uncomfortable around them. I am thankful for you to say that to you as well, Lamont. Lamont, I can't talk. I am thankful to you as well, Wook Lamont, for giving me the courage to say what I wasn't sure I could ever say. Totally, I want to leave the ranch and become a merchant. I appreciate everything you've done for me, and I love every moment caring for the alpacas. But this is something I need to do. I need to walk my own path and make my own trades. Okay. As your parent, allow me to say one thing. I've always tried to give my wards lives filled with as much happiness as I could provide. Yet never once have I wanted that to be the happiness you knew. You have my blessing to walk any path you choose, Mablu. It gladdens me to hear you found your calling to pursue with such passion. You will make an exceptional peddler, I'm sure of it. Thank you, Tobli. What did I tell you, Mablu? There's one last thing I can help you with, I promise. You need to find the Golden City, right? Oh, that's the end goal, yeah. Then I suggest you talk to the Yokoi. They once ruled over far more than just the Orkopaka and the Palo. 1,000 years ago, they were the overlords of Yoktorel and its people. During that era, the Palo were commanded to search for a city of gold. They scoured every corner of the continent, but they never found any trace of the fabled place. But if they didn't find anything, what could the Yokoi have to tell us? They may not have found it, but the fact that they thought to look for it all makes me curious. Perhaps there's vein to delving into how the legend originated. Well, we lose nothing for asking the question. Besides, if we're determined to follow the path of the saga, we'll be visiting the giants eventually. Oh, Kryle, I have a question I've been meaning to ask. Since we finished with the feat, where did you acquire that earring? Do you recognize it? Yes, pieces like that became fashionable in Yukotoro about 20 years ago. Since then, it is common to wear one as a charm for safe travel. 20 years ago, that's about the right time my grandfather made his journey. Yet the Dawn servant implied the earring was connected to the Golden City in some way. Surely there was more to it than its significance in simple fashion. If you want to know how it first came to be crafted, I could find out, seeing it's a regular seller for many merchants. I'm curious about it myself. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. Jumping feet first into the peddler business, eh, Mablu? Right then, 2 keystones down. I say we head back to Tolelale and plan our next move. Farewell for now, and thanks for your help. I will become Dawn's servant, so make sure you set aside the best mezcal for the occasion. She has a fearsome opponent, that brother of hers. He even brought a golden pack into Hill. But you heard Zaul's supporters talk. They might see the opportunity in his expansionist ambitions. But they find the man himself intimidating, terrifying even. Whereas I've grown to love Wuklamat, everyone she meets will come to love her too. And that's why she'll win the throne. I don't think she will. You might be right, Mablu. You might be right. I think it's gonna go to Kona. It feels good to have the feet of gold safely under our belt, even if my victory pales beside Zoralja and his shiny golden alpaca. I know I shouldn't let it bother me, but God knows you've been so supportive. But I want to be strong or wise like my brothers. To be a promise that people respect. Which is not likely if I stand here carrying on and on about things. Let's move on. Back to there with us. The contest has hardly begun. I have so many quests that I gotta take care of. I really do. I want to hurry up and get to my first dungeon. Look at us. Contest has barely begun and we already have 2 keystones. Surely even my talented brothers aren't doing this well. We can only hope. We've now won 2 keystones for both the Rite of Reeds and the Feet of Reeds and the Feet of Gold. Surely that means our approach to the contest was the right one. So it would seem, but our retrace of Galul Jaja's journey has presented in the saga. We should find the remaining electors in turn. And let's visit the giants next, like Kryle said. The fact that they were searching for the Golden City might mean that they know something useful. The home of the Yolkoi in the upper reaches of Yorkopaka. Unless you're keen on scaling the cliffs, we'll have to take the long way around through Kazamuka. This route will take us close to the Moblin village, which is another important location in the saga. Since we need all the keystones eventually, it makes sense we pay them a visit while we're passing through. So, we call on the Moblins first, then let's head there right now. I'm afraid right now it's going to be a problem. The flight of we wingless, the great stairs leading to the Moblin settlement collapsed in the storm. What do we have to do then? Well, there is an alternative, but it requires preparation. Until it's ready, you could rest at the cabins or see more of the city, whatever you prefer. I'll be sure to just be sure you'll accept any method of travel as long as you get us to our destination. Of course, what are you taking me for? Then as your guide, I'll see to the arrangements. Well, it seems we'll have some free time on our hands. Let's make the most of it. I need to get my axe repaired. I nicked the blade pretty bad when I took a swing at Buckle Jaja. That reminds me, I've never got around to introducing you to Ropley, did I? He's the man in charge of that place, and is a good person to know. Want to come along? Yeah, might as well. Right then, let's go. Oh, I'm not going far. Might as well. Oh yeah, he's the guy for the hunts. I don't care about the hunts. I never do them. It's rare that I'll do a hunt. Ready? The markets are to the east, of the side of town of Bayside Bevy. Okay, come on, girl. So this is Auntie's Tacos, named for its owner here, the lovely Tisol. If you're after the best tacos in Tolilala, this place sits at the top with them. You say that, Third Promise, but I only ever see you eat old Burakev's food. Come and buy some mine for a change. Sorry, Tisol. It's been a while, hasn't it? I swear I'll stop by for a bite once the contest is over. Can I? No? I can't buy from you? My, the Third Promise. How may I assist you this fine evening? Oh, man, Robbie, I need to buff a nasty nick out of my blade axe blade. It's been chipped quite terribly. Trying to cleave rocks again, are we? Something like that. Think you can fix it? You stand among Torel's most prestigious gatherer of artisans and you ask that question. 'Tis child's play. We'll have it prepared for you in 2 shakes of an alpaca's tail. Good to hear. I'll leave it in your capable hands. Who's your companion, if I may ask? Companion. This is Hidden, a great adventurer I recruited from across the salt. I brought her here to meet you, actually. Though she might have Thought she might have a reason to visit the market sooner or later. Then allow me to introduce myself. I am Rapley, humble representative of this Grand Trade Center of Trade. Pleasure to meet you, Hidden. You thou, stop dipping in the shadows and announce your business already. Haven't seen that man before. Oh, he was on the boat, looking for a fresh start. A jewelry maker you met on your voyage over. Oh, I remember. I spoke with him too. Fongine? Yes, that was his name. Well, you've been loitering like a flighty admirer who can't pluck the courage to confess his feelings? Out with it then. Why are you there? That is to say... Run away! No closer to solving that enigma. Give me 1 second, guys. Gotta take care of a quick text message. Okay, sorry about that. Gotta love when work decides to text you. Okay, I wonder if he could talk to someone. I say we go ask. Go and ask. Let me know if by link pearl if you find him first. Yeah. I gotta figure out how to unlock you. You know what? I want to play a game of Triple Triad real quick. You play Triple Triad? I hear it's popular overseas, so I taught myself how to play in case it might help my Eorzean clientele feel more at home. Yeah, let's give it a shot. You have a card that I need. All open. Okay. Oh! Swap. Took my tarot card. How dare you? That's my best card. Oh, yeah, the Pelu Pelu card. Ascending. Okay. You have twos. Nice. Hey, do I speak Spanish? No. I hate that switch. Okay. You're 7 at bottom, 5 on top. There's a 6 there. Okay, now I can grab it. Yay. I'm still good at it. No. Hablas. I know enough Spanish to get around. What is it? Muy poquito. Muy poquito. I don't know Spanish all that well. Is he drowning his sorrows in tacos? Out here on the beach. There he is. Well, that's where I would be. You were conversing with Master Raple. But wait, we've met before, haven't we? On the ship? You found him? Good, I'll be right there. Why did you run off like that? Do you have business with roleplay or not? Please, you do not need to concern yourselves with my affairs. I am undeserving of such attention. What are you talking about? That's what I want to know. Too shy? I beg of you, do not ask me to explain. Do not. Sorry, but the more you tell me not to, the more curious I become. Besides, you look like you need a friend. You are too kind. So be it. I suppose I can share you a morsel of my misery. Before I came to Tulayalala, I worked as a goldsmith at the most prestigious jewelry maker in all of Ul'dah. Entemize Aesthetics. Oh, it started off well enough, but as days passed, everything began to go wrong. Compared to all the masterpieces of my talented colleagues, my products were lacking. Mediocre. I lost all confidence. Crippling doubt had begun to possess me, and any veneer of bravado I tried to put forth cracked beneath its weight. Thus did I take the ship, hoping to find a fresh beginning on new shores. Yet, as you witness, I lacked the courage to even approach as a potential employer. You stand before a man wallowing in the wreckage of his own ill-spent existence. Alright then. You offered a morsel and then served us a full course. You must really wanted someone to hear your story. If you like, I could try to give you a few words of advice. Then you have experience with my predicament. Oh, I feel terribly inadequate compared to your undeniably superior peers. The hell? When you put it that way, not me. I am Wuklamat, third promise at Tuliale. Daughter of the Dawn Servant. Of course, I remember the royal family. Please forgive my presumptuousness. What of you? Have you ever measured work against that your colleagues found yourself wanting? On occasion. Even for an ally handpicked by the Third Promise can feel such doubt. Then what hopes is there for me? I must question why I bothered to become a goldsmith in the first place. Looking back, 'twas my father who inspired me to take up the trade. His exquisite creations brought a smile to the faces of his clients, and I admired him rather deeply. But in the course of striving to be a great goldsmith as him, I lost sight of my original motivation. All I ever wanted was to spread joy through my craft as he did. Perhaps I will give this one last try. Thank you both for reminding what's truly important. What is truly important. Sorry, no, I didn't mean to ignore you. Yes, I see. But yes, I see. For whatever his name is give himself another chance. I can't help but wonder if he'll follow through. Let's go see if he's actually gone and talked to Rapali. Okay. Well, I will be taking the fast route. What is that? The wash the markets. Just kind of you to come, but you need not worry. I found my courage. Pray accept my apologies for my earlier behavior. My name is this. I am a goldsmith from Ul'dah in faraway Eorzea. I realize this is a bold request, but I should like to continue practicing my trade here if you would have me. I only ask for an opportunity to bring happiness to others with my creations. No. Is that what this was about? You were looking for work. Consider yourself hired. We're always in need of more skilled craftsmen. Skilled craftsmen and women. And I'll handle the necessary paperwork. Can you start tomorrow? Yes, of course. I must thank you both for your sage and timely advice. I don't know if it was that helpful. But you were. Had you not come to speak with me, I would not have had a moment of much needed self-reflection. Guess we're ready to go. Arrangements have been made. Come and meet me at the entrance to the High Tide Harbor. I almost forgot. Do you have my axe ready, Rapali? Ready and waiting. Behold the sublime touch. Oh, as sharp as deadly as the first day I held it. Thank you. Well, good luck to you. Let me know if you have that doubt creeps back in. I'd be happy to talk you out of it. As for us, we should be heading to the harbor. Wouldn't want to keep Ehrenvelt waiting. Do 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 do. Here we go, Ehrenville. Enough with the secrecy. What is this big plan of yours? Look there. That is my big plan. What is that? It's a Punturi. She'll be pulling our boat upriver. How do you know she won't thrash about and sink us instead? They're gentle and timid creatures. For the most part, she's unlikely to cause a fuss unless you give her a reason to. First alpacas, now panutis. You rely a lot on animals for this journey. We should be thankful we have an animal expert as our guide then. But did it have to be my old nemesis? Another boat? Well, I took you for someone who was up for a challenge. Was I wrong? Ugh. Long ago, when fighting was still raged between the clans, its inhabitants of Kozamaoka rode these riverboats to ride swiftly through hostile territory. But these vessels see little use with Tyrell now at peace. So I was able to borrow one of the few which remain. I did consider a dirigible, but the pilots warned me that the updrafts near the falls would make landing difficult. She borrowed one, yet there appear to be several in the water. Gona! We're all going up, aren't we? Lalamati? Traveling upriver, I presume? Seems that way. Does this mean you've earned 2 keystones already? I can't believe how well you've managed despite undertaking the contest alone. I was never alone. If I had my own entourage with me since the beginning, I've had it with me since the beginning. My friends, it's been a while. Hey, boys. Thancred, Horianje, what are you doing here? Escorting a promise, same as you. I knew I liked him. As much of I heard much of the incomparable Archons during my time at the stadium. As soon as the contest was confirmed, I thought who better to recruit to my cause. I contacted the Scholararch, who arranged an introduction to these 2 gentlemen. The second promise has specific requirements. They who would be his assistants must boast proven survival skills as master of arcane arts. Thus did Thancred and I receive the summons. My own studies concentrated on technology which our people could readily use, such as invitations born of magitech or clever engineering. Where magic was concerned, I covered only the foundation. Knowing you two, I expect you'd have other reasons for accepting the job. A few. The nation of Tolelauna spans the entire continent. Depending on who wins the throne, the world may be plunged to instability once more. Ever have we striven to preserve peace? Where is our place if it's not here and now? We did our due diligence, of course. We made sure of who we were working with before agreeing on this endeavor. He's even more opaque than Oriange at times, but is surprisingly... That's enough of that. We must be on our way. So we just need Yustola, and we have the full team again. Wait, I have one question before you leave. Kona and Woklamat are vowing for the throne. As Kona's entourage, does that mean you resolve to defeat all his opponents, including us? We've sworn to do all in our power to win this contest for Kona, even if it means compelling against our own comrades. We intend to hold nothing back. I expect you to do the same. And we won't disappoint you. I thought you were taking a boat. Even if you have been forced to travel in the water, then there are others who will be willing to do the same. I would rather walk than risk confrontation on a leaky barge with no possibility of retreat. If it's true that I can't stand boats, but I trust the route Erenvel has chosen for us. I'll leave the handling of the punity to me. Should other wildlife attack us, however, I may have difficulty keeping her under control. Do your best to draw them away, as far as from the front to the boat as possible. Then we shall remain on deck and stand guard, though it may be wise to have at least one of us sit up top with Erenvel just in case. I'd like to stay on the deck, I'm eager to put my pictomancy to the proof. And I'll take any chance to show you that I can hold my own on the battlefield. Then Kryl will stand guard with Hidden. I'll keep Erenvel company, then. With my blade, I can respond more quickly to threats than Alpha now. Thank you. If a fight breaks out, I'll try to stay out of your way. Then I shall endeavor to provide aid where it is needed, as I can do as well. So she's a tank. That should cover the most of the eventualities. Secure your gear and board the boat when you're ready. Can we kill him already? Let the hunt begin. Not gonna even try to pronounce it. Can I even do it? Nope, I gotta find 6:30. So this is where we're gonna end the video. Next video, next stream, I'll hopefully have what I need, and we'll do the first dungeon. But for now, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time, guys. Take care.